Hi folks, Seth Cooley here, Children's Pastor. Vacation Bible School is coming up June 9th through the 13th. For more information about Vacation Bible School or to register your kids, please go to canyonviewchurch.com/events.
Specifically, why we do missions in Canyon View Vineyard Youth. In essence, it is to go help others in need and to bring them the message of Jesus. But my whole goal in bringing kids to another country or bringing our students to another country is to wreck the life of an American teenager forever in a really good way. Over spring break, a group of 11 of us students went over to the Philippines to visit some of the poorest areas and an orphanage. Here's what happened.
I went because I knew that if you go on something like this, I mean, you'll never be the same when you come back, and I wanted that. As scary as it is, I really wanted that.
I've never really done something for God before, and so I felt like that would be a good opportunity. And I felt like God was kind of calling me to it.
I got this amazing opportunity, raised the $1,900, and was able to go on the trip, and it was definitely worth every single penny.
Derek came into my student council. I had never met him before, and he said, "I have an extra spot. Can you come?"
First day we were there, went and checked out one of the city dump sites there in Manila, and we really mainly did an outreach for the kids. We got buddied up. After that, we fed the kids as we were there, but it was a main outreach.
It's ginormous, and there's 30,000 families that live there, and they live in the trash and right below the trash in their shanty towns, which are like the slums.
You just see these horrible things, like people are living on top of each other, and there's so many people in Manila. It's so crowded. There's like 8 people living in, I don't know, a house the size of my room.
They are some of the happiest, sweetest, most thoughtful kids that you can ever meet.
That it really changes your world as a Christian, it changes your world as a person. It just revolutionized my faith.
I really struggled with only making little dents in the people's life. Like, we did a feeding outreach, and it didn't last for forever, but I realized that we taught them about God, and we taught them about Jesus, and that's something that will last.
We went out and hung out with the kids, you know, showed them, just talked to them about, hey, do you know that there's a God out there that loves you even for where you're at today?
It has to be a mental choice to choose to love somebody and not just keep going on your way and ignoring the world around you. I think that's what will keep your fire alive.
We got on a boat to Mindoro, and that's where Jack was staying. Jack owned a little orphanage on this island, and we took back 4 of our buddies back, got to the island, dropped the kids, and then we hung out there with the orphanage and all the kids there for the other 5 days that we were there.
The things that Jack and Tammy are doing at the missionary house, they're raising the kids to be things like preachers and pastors and social workers, and so changing one person's life can change so many other lives.
When I went to the Philippines, and I was working with the kids, while you saw everything that was so awful, and they were walking in their own poop, and their houses were infested with flies and, you know, mangy animals, but every time the kids looked up at me, I saw God in their faces, and I saw them too, but it was like God was looking up at me and trying to tell me this is what these kids are going through, and just like a huge message to me. And it taught me more about God, and it taught me more about myself, and taught me that God's all about relationships, and so He wants us doing this, and He wants us forming these connections no matter how different we are and how different our situations are. And so I came back and I talked to my parents, and I just broke down in tears because I couldn't explain what I felt, but it was so strong that, I mean, even when I came back, God was just in me and pouring out through my tears and wanting me to show the world, I guess.
Upon returning from the Philippines, I found myself amongst a group of wrecked American teenagers. And that's exactly what I wanted to have happen. And that's exactly why we do missions.
If you can't feed the world, start by feeding one person.